My name's Gary. I am going to be your host for today, and I'm joined by
Charlie
and
Chris.
And we're doing something new today, which is very exciting. If you're watching on YouTube or on Spotify video podcast, we are going to be doing some, or even listening. Actually, you can be listening to. We're going to be doing some beer tasting. It's really exciting. So as you can see here, we've got 3 lovely beers. We don't know what's in these beers. This is blind tasting, blind beer tasting. We don't know what's in these beers. The lovely Laura has sorted this for us. We are going to be drinking these beers. Obviously, we're going to be telling them what we think they are. You know, what we'll do is we'll drink them all, and then we'll go, I think this is X, I think this is X.
Yeah.
We'll also do the old like notes, like you do with wine, right?
Yeah.
And we'll say, I think this is fruity.
Lingers on the tongue.
Yeah, maybe a few, lingers on the tongue. Maybe a few stories, or like what our favourite types of beer are, you know, or scenarios of beer, or when we think what these beers might be best suited for.
Yeah.
And then, we'll invite Laura in. She can reveal whether we're correct or not. We have absolutely no idea. I have no idea what even types of beer these are. So I think let's start with number 1, shall we? Charlie, I'll let you go for number 1. What does it smell like? Really get your nasal passages in there.
It smells like an Italian beer. Oh,
yeah.
It smells like an Italian beer.
Does it really?
So a lager, you're saying?
I'm going to assume they're all lagers because it's Laura
maybe.
who would have bought them, but I don't know. Come on, give me a hint.
I really don't know.
Tell me what you think it is, but give us some flavour notes.
It does linger on the tongue, by the way. Everyone.
Does it? Oh.
Does it?
And it's quite fruity.
Oh, I don't know if you're right about the Italian one, eh? It's not got much of a smell. Ooh, okay.
I mean, I feel like without knowing the name, like,
oh gosh,
it's weird, isn't it? You don't
Yeah,
know which beer.
weird.
Because a lot of beers taste quite similar.
Yeah, and I think if we're really honest with ourselves, no one really likes beer.
Yeah, no.
but you also do really like a beer.
Yeah.
I don't want to, it's not like a pint of orange squash, is it?
I find like that's...
Yeah, no.
It's definitely a lager, isn't it?
It's definitely a lager.
It's got that, like the beers that you crack open, they smell like weed.
Yes.
It's got that, so it's like Peronis do that when you open up.
Corona does that as well.
I don't. That's not. That's not Desperado, and it's not Corona. I don't think. It's definitely a consumer beer.
Oh. Yeah.
It's not. It's not anything weird.
Yeah, it's a
one
common
of those
one.
beers that you get. Yeah, it's a common beer.
Yeah,
but maybe not too common.
Would you like another toast?
Are we?
Yeah, I'm
going. Are we allowed to guess now? What?
Yeah.
One
Well, I don't know. I suppose.
Why don't we drink all beers?
Yeah. We should really jot
It
this
is
down.
quite fruity. Like now that I've had that second taste, there's a bit of like.
Let me make a mental note of.
He says make a mental note, but he's got his phone out.
I just realised that. Right.
Okay, cool. So that's actually quite tasty.
That was quite nice.
Whilst Charlie makes a mental note in his phone, what is, we were talking about this earlier, favourite scenarios of beer, right? The first one that was kind of on the list was airport beers.
Yeah.
Airport beers
great.
are fucking delicious.
Especially the earlier the better.
Yeah. But not too early though, right? Because you were saying this earlier, right? 4 a.m. That's quite early, but
that is early.
I have drunk beers at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
It's more than 9 a.m.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
That's when you're a problem to society.
Where there's like kids running around, they're awake or going on their holidays, and you're smashing back Stellas at Wetherspoons. That's a nice.
I think it all comes down to because there's a reason why water sounds so nice to the human ear. It's because it's like
what are you fucking
no
going on about?
Honestly, this will it'll all come back, right?
He's pissed already.
No, honestly, I haven't had too much, by the way. Basically humans like the sound of water because it's like they need it for survival, right? And there's always that thing when you're thirsty for water, when you have that first taste, it tastes the best, doesn't it? So I feel like in the scenario of an airport, when you just back on holiday, I feel that first taste, the placebo of it tastes better.
That's that element of survival. You're about to go off into like Benidorm. I've got to smash a Stella. This first one is going to get me through. What other scenarios of beer, or even just alcoholic beverage, is a good one? I think that after a session of manual labour,
Right.
Oh, right, yeah.
You know, like you've been gardening for a couple of hours in the sweaty sun,
Yeah.
and you just want to like fuck
A cold beer.
a cold beer. That
Yeah,
first one we actually
definitely.
drink half of it for the first.
Yeah.
You know.
You order two.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
just
You
you
double
can down
buck
one.
yourself, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it's like
that's a good one.
on the beach as well.
Oh,
You know, nice holiday, hot weather.
Or after
nice.
actually, staying on the holiday mark as well. You've just had your shower. You've just put your after sun on. You're on the balcony eating a big bag of Lay's,
Yeah.
and you've cracked open that first beer.
Yeah.
You know, waiting to go to the all-inclusive dinner. You know.
Have we determined what tastes better, like as in, like, and why it tastes better out of a pint or out of a can?
I have a theory about this, right? So we're talking about draft cans and bottles.
Yeah.
Right. I tell you what I don't like is pouring a can into a glass.
Right.
Because it does. It's
Defeats
not
the
draft.
object
Yeah.
of it.
I think if I was to put them in order, it would be draft, bottle out of a bottle, can out of a can. Right?
Yeah.
And I don't know whether this is true. Maybe the brand, beer brands, Heineken, BrewDog, whoever, get in contact, please, because we need a sponsor for the show. Do they brew the beer for a can when they distribute it in a can?
Yeah.
Because it tastes different from drinking it from a can than it does pouring it into a glass. You know what I mean?
I think it's
Good point.
that metallic taste out of a can.
Yeah.
You know?
I think if someone was to give me a beer in a can, I would have to drink it from the can.
Yeah.
I don't like
Faking it.
putting it into a glass. It just really doesn't feel right.
No.
The head doesn't feel
Yeah.
right.
That's the point.
Okay, number two.
Number two.
Number two.
I'll start with number two then. Excuse me. Okay.
Lovely.
Let's have a whiff. Oh, this smells completely different. Oh, God, it smells dirty.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Really?
Is it bad?
What on earth is that? That is very sweet.
Oh no.
Oh. I think it might
What
be a
has she
cider then.
Oh, she's tricked us. Do you know what that tastes like? There is a beer in NZ. I forget what it's called. It's like beer made for girls, because it's like a lot sweeter.
What, like WKD or something? I mean, that's not beer, but it's a lot sweeter.
Oh God, it is. If we did ask her to buy beers, but that doesn't taste like a beer, so I'm surprised. But I wonder what that could be.
It could be a cider though, because we did say we're open to
that's a
ciders.
bit-
You did say you were open to ciders, okay? Because it's really fruity, isn't it? But I don't know whether
Yeah, it tastes a bit like.
it's not cider. It's not as cidery as cider. It's like sits between cider and beer.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I making on about? Do you know what I mean?
It's not like a ginger. It wouldn't be a
Ginger ale.
ginger beer. Ginger beer is really.
Yeah, you'd know if
You'd
it was
know
ginger
if
beer.
it was that.
That's really
tastes
tangy.
weird.
It's not cider, I don't think, but or it feels like it's like a day old cider.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I've had that before. I don't know.
Go on, Charlie, come on.
I'm
I'm
nervous now.
I'm a cider drinker. I'll drink cider. I tell you what's really nice is ginger beer with a shot of rum in it.
No, you know
No,
what?
alcoholic
that,
ginger
you
beer
know
with
what
a
that
shot.
tastes like?
Is it
That
not the
tastes like
desperate?
beer with Coca-Cola in it?
Yeah, right. It does taste like beer with like
Yeah.
orange squash or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Come on, let me taste it.
That's weird, man. That is so weird. It's not like that
It's not.
fizzy either, is it? It's kind
What
of.
on earth is that? I
It's
mean,
got
that
really weird
I
aftertaste. You got
I
it?
know what it is.
Yeah.
What is it?
No. I'm not going to say.
Okay,
We'll say once we got to the end. I know exactly what it is, and that's why it tastes like that. So, yes, it's beer.
Okay.
It's beer. Yeah, I've got it. I've
It's
got it.
beer. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's really out of the fucking session beer. You could smash 20.
Yeah.
Because
I
like
feel
it's
like
like
It's a
I've had
very
it. I've
light
really-
one, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's like kids beer. It's like
Yeah.
beer for children.
Yeah.
Let me just make a
feel like
mental
I've had
note.
it. Yeah, mental.
It's like Smell of Ice.
Yeah,
You
it's,
know,
it's
it's
an
like
alcohol
the
pop.
diluted
Yeah.
vodka.
Okay, cool. So beer number 3.
Been number 3.
I'll let you go first, Monks.
Okay.
This is cool. We should do this every 10 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
Ooh.
is this
It's
this
more
is the
like
curveball.
the first one, but it is a weirder taste.
It's funny how all beer does taste different. Like really, after 5 beers, all beer tastes the same.
It's got to be something how they. is fermenting it right, or is that
I
vodka?
have no idea.
That's vodka, isn't
Maybe
it?
or
Spirits.
even just like the amount of
Or the barrel it's kept in, or
I feel like that's just a normal
Oh,
lager,
mate,
but no, there wasn't much in it.
you know what we need to do? We need to get someone.
Oh, this smells like a traditional beer.
Yeah, it just like
Like a classic, normal.
We need to get someone on this podcast to dispel all the myths that we're discussing about beer.
Absolutely.
I feel.
So Brewdog, any Heineken or
Yes.
Budvar.
The science behind beer.
Yeah,
That's what we need.
Jump on board. That tastes like a poor man's beer. Do you know what I mean? Like like you ain't got much money.
Pissweiser.
Yeah. You got 10 quid. I need 12 cans. What am I going to buy?
Yeah.
That.
Right.
Let me just have one taste. Yeah, that's a session beer if I haven't got much money.
yeah.
So I learned something the other day. When you do pour it into a glass.
Yes. No, that is instantly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really, wow. You know
Yeah.
what brand it is.
Yeah.
God, he thinks he's well hard.
I know.
What I learned this thing, right, where, if you're drinking loads of beers from cans, you can get quite bloated quite quickly. Well, I found I get quite bloated quite quickly.
Yeah.
And there's this thing on TikTok that, they showed if you just pour the beer into a glass and then put like a like a paper towel into the glass, it would froth and foam loads because it's reacting with all the gas. And that's what happens in your stomach, is it kind of expands and all that gas and shit.
Yeah.
And that's if you pour it really nicely with a nice head. And I find that if I drink loads of these beers, it bloats me out. But then what you're supposed to do is actually aggressively pour it into a glass, because that activates the bubbles or burns the bubbles as such, and you can drink loads more when you put the paper towel in it. It doesn't froth up and give you loads.
Yeah.
Right.
And therefore it doesn't bloat you. So yes, there will be a big head to begin with, but that will obviously die down after 30 seconds or a minute or whatever. And because that's what happens in draft. The beer comes all the way from the barrel to the pipes. During that process, it aggravates the bubbles and generates less bubbles in your stomach. It generates the bubbles actually in the pipes there.
Yeah.
So if you're drinking loads of beers and you normally get bloated, you're supposed to aggressively pour it, almost like straight in.
At first, I didn't understand why the bubbles were rising from the bottom, but I heard, I don't know if I was being bullshitted or not, but it's the pint glass.
Oh yeah, there's a
that's because they'll get different.
Yeah.
They all have different patterns, don't they?
Yeah. That's
Why?
right. I don't know why.
I don't know.
And my other beer fact before we go on to the big reveal, or we'll say what it is, and then then she can reveal it. My other beer fact was Pilsner was made for girls back in the day. So it's normal beer, but it's just got the word pills in it to try and trick them into that it was a diet thing, in the 50s, to say that it was okay to drink because it gave you, it had diet attributes. But I do like a Pilsner.
Snaky moves.
Yeah, I like a nice Pilsner. Okay, cool. So we have all had a nice little beer. Do we want any more tastes?
No, especially not out of the middle one.
No, I definitely know what that one is. I kind of know what that one is, and I think I'll take a punt on that one.
See, I'm struggling.
So what? Let's go for number one.
Okay.
What do we think?
I'll have a
Let me go into my mental notes.
Yeah, let me think back. He says, picking up his phone.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So I
See that tastes like something that I would normally kind of drink.
I think that's a premium beer.
Yeah.
I would say it's a premium. So if we list off premiums, it's going to be like Peroni, or
Could be like a Grolsch or something.
could be Grolsch. I don't know if it's Italian as such.
Grolsch.
Grolsch.
Oh, no.
I think that is a premium beer. I'm going to say Peroni.
I'm going to say Birra Moretti.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It
Because
could be.
Birra
Yeah.
Moretti comes very close.
And
to
do you know what?
Peroni.
It's very popular at the moment, and
yeah.
I reckon if you think Laura's going to go
Yeah,
and buy one,
That
right
is,
up front.
and I drink Moretti quite a lot, and I didn't even
so.
think that.
It's in every pub, right?
Yeah. 100%, a lot more than
Yeah,
Peroni.
no, you might
be
right with that.
Peroni's quite hard to find. I mean, in
Yeah.
London you find it everywhere, but like,
Do you know what? Oh, you fucking changed my mind.
Yeah,
it is
I think
Italian.
you might be right.
Yeah.
But Moretti, that's a Moretti, I reckon.
yeah,
Number two, do you know?
no,
No, I
idea.
feel like I've had it, but I can't think what it is.
I think that is Desperado.
Desperado.
But isn't Desperado
beer with tequila?
with
in it.
tequila?
Taste it again. And now
Yeah.
you go, boom,
No,
that is
you're right,
beer
you're right.
with fucking tequila. So,
Do you know what I weirdly did? I weirdly thought It was something like Cassie used to drink. Shout out Cassie.
Yeah.
He used to always come around with that.
Yeah, Desperado. That's a good session beer. You can, it's nice and tasty. Now,
Yeah.
it's beer with a shot of tequila in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It had something in it.
And number 3, I think this is a poor man's beer. And this has got
I was thinking like a Bud or something.
I think
Budweiser,
it's Budweiser.
Foster's.
Budweiser for sure.
We've definitely got our...
Because there's nothing special about
God.
it. Like you drink a Peroni or a Birra Moretti, there's like that extra little kick to it.
Yeah.
But that is kind of just tastes flat,
think
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Laura's going to come in here. She's going to go, no, they're all Stellas.
Yeah.
Dickheads. I think so. What are we landing on? Do we think that's Carling or Bud, Foster's? It's not Foster's, I don't think.
No, Foster's
it could
Foster's
be.
tastes a little bit more watery than that. I think
Yeah.
it doesn't like.
You're
There's
right,
not a
it is
huge amount
watery.
of.
So maybe. Oh gosh.
But you'd think
Bud's a safe bet.
Is she going to?
Carlin or Bud?
I think Carling.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go
Carling.
Carlin.
So we've got Moretti,
Yep.
Desperado,
Yep.
and Carling.
Okay.
We're
Should we,
gonna look like absolute fucking genius if we get this. Like,
Laura. Okay, so we're going to invite Laura in now. She was tasked by getting the beers for us, so she's going to bring in these bottles and hopefully reveal
She can
that
just
we
place them
are.
out.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
Here
she comes
Here she
right
comes.
now. Laura,
Okay.
everybody say hi to Laura. Laura, come on in.
Oh, she's got
So
him.
now, desperately try not to look at the bottles. So if you would like to come in, come to shop. If you can
Place them in
reveal,
front.
just the bottle. If you just stand onto one on the side for us. So if you can, that's it. So if you can reveal
Number 1,
cup number 1, please.
This is
Moretti.
Yes!
Well done, Charlie.
I know my Italian beers,
That
man.
was good.
So cup number 2.
is
Nice.
Yes, we got that one right. And number 3,
Ah.
Asahi. I never
that-
would have
That
picked
shocks
that.
me,
Yeah.
because Asahi tastes a lot better in like restaurants and stuff. But
Yeah,
I did pour it like 25 minutes ago.
we got these 2 right, but we thought that was like Carling. We thought that was
Yeah.
like the poor man's beer. But we got these 2. That's we almost got it wrong. I thought it was Peroni, and you
Yeah.
changed your mind.
I thought it was
But they
Gross.
taste quite similar, so
Well, that was quite fun. I think we should do this more often.
Definitely.
So
Maybe.
maybe vodkas.
And maybe
Oh,
yeah.
Or,
yeah.
or rums.
or absinthe.
Yeah. And
drugs.
6 of them. Yeah.
Thanks very much for tuning in. This has been Pint Half Full. Very last episode. I think we should definitely bring this back for season 3.
100%.
Thanks very much to Laura. Thanks very much to
Charlie.
And
Has-
Chris.
They've obviously been drinking. We've been planning this for way too long. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can get all of your other episodes, all the other seasons, wherever you get your injection from. Apple, Spotify, or Google. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.